It started out as a typical day. I went out to my job, got my paycheck. My wife had been sick that morning. Went home after I got my check, came back over to the bank, and was cashing my check. My wife was with me, standing there. We was talking to the teller, and I looked over my shoulder and I seen the guy come in. At first I didn't think anything about it because this is one of the credit unions that's been around for a while, and they are used to the older clientele coming in and wearing scarves and such on cold days. Then all of a sudden, he pulls out this plastic bag demanding the money and, saying, put the money in the bag, put the money in the bag. And he got close enough to me. I noticed he didn't have a weapon. And I reacted. I went into what they call the protection mode. And it was, some say it's heroic, some say it's, stupid to do that. But, if I feel I stood up for the working class man, the working class person, because we work hard for our money, and it's just not right to, have somebody just come in and take it from you. He come close enough to me, and I just, gave him the old elbow to the head. I mean, he was right elbow height, and I just elbowed him, took him down. He went down on the ground. He went, and as I spun around, I made sure my wife was still standing, made sure she was okay, looked around, and as I looked back down, he was going out the door, and I just took chase after him.
Were you gaining on him?
I was, but unfortunately I was wearing cowboy boots that day, so I didn't get, right on top of him. But I was maybe 10 steps behind him at the most.
What would you have done if you would have caught him?
If I'd have caught him, I'd have taken him down. I mean, that's, because I'd have taken him down hard, and I'd have brought him back here. If I'd have had to drug him, I'd have drug him back in here. And I'd have sat there and waited on the cops to get here to get him, instead of them having to go and get him at his front door.
You hit him with the elbow and he just dropped to the ground. Can you explain that?
He just kind of, fell and, caught him off guard, really. I really don't think he was expecting it. He thought maybe, with what, banks are supposed to do and gas stations and everything, if somebody's coming to rob you, just give them the money, give them what they want, I used to work at a gas station, so, and I knew that, just give them what they want. But I'm not just going to give somebody what they want. I'm going to stand up for what's mine. And also, on top of that, if I, wind up dead in the process, at least I know I went down fighting for what was mine.
All right. What would you say, though? Were you worried at all that he had a knife in his pocket?
I was a little bit, but, I seen he was kind of fumbling with the bag, so that kind of, led me to believe that he didn't have any type of weapon.
What did police say when they got to you?
They pretty much told me that it was, not the smartest move, but it wasn't the dumbest move either, because you did give us good information. And I was pleased with myself after that. I was a little shook up, but, I was pleased at the outcome, and I'm glad there was no gunfire in it.
Looking back on it, do you wish you would have done anything different?
In a way, yeah, because, there were 4 other people in this bank other than myself. I was the only male in the bank at that time. There was 3 female tellers and my wife. And, I realized that, I did put them in danger. Because at any time, if he did have a weapon, he could have pulled it out. And, it could have ended real bad. I don't look for trouble. But if trouble happens to be around and there's women that are around, I do not agree with a man in any way, offending a woman in any way. I do not agree with it. Some people say I'm a hero, some say I'm foolish. There's been, you know, a couple people that have asked me, is there a reward in it? I didn't do it for a reward. I did it because, you know, this is my bank. This is where I bank at. And I, you know, just had to have, you know, I felt at home here. You know, that's like somebody coming into your home. Are you going to protect it? Or are you just going to stand back and let them take what they want? For the most part, I'm a very easygoing person. You know, I observe things, I work hard, and I just, you know, I want to live my life and, you know, provide for my family. But I will protect what is mine and what, you know, I believe is right. You know, whether it be putting my life on the line for it or just saying, hey, take it. And I was actually standing here, kind of looked over, seen him come in, and then I kind of looked this way. And as he come over this way, I says, you're not robbing my credit union, and elbowed him right across the chin because, I mean, he was like right elbow height. I just spun, and then I hit him. And then he dropped down. I turned, made sure my wife was okay. As I turned back, he was getting up and going out the door, and I took chase after him. And he went down along the fence line over here, went down in between two fences down here where there's a telephone pole, and then went in between them over to Matthias and got all the information, vehicle description, license plate number, and turned around also and got a visual on who the driver was.